In Demeter's temple, Psyche accomplished all of her tasks with utmost dedication. But all this work was not enough to make the young woman stop thinking about her lost love. The goddess Demeter showed her pity for the poor girl and decided to help her.
Poor Psyche. I feel sorry for your pain. So I give her the following advice. Go to Aphrodite's temple and offer yourself to the goddess with humility and submission. Then you will soften the goddess's wrath, and perhaps you will be able to win back her love.
Who am I not to follow the advice of such a wise and benevolent goddess?
Psyche went to the goddess of love's temple, and she had no idea how she would be welcomed by the former mother-in-law. The young woman was met with great distrust by Aphrodite.
What is the most obnoxious and disloyal of creatures who have walked on this earth doing in my temple?
I humbly throw myself down before the goddess of love and put myself at her service in search of forgiveness.
Do you believe that you will be forgiven easily by me, after robbing my honors and hurting my son? To purge your sins will be very painful, and you will have to do the most difficult jobs, which may cost you your own life.
I will do anything to at least have a small chance to get your forgiveness and win back my love.
Aphrodite chose to burden Psyche with painful tasks. As a first assignment, Psyche would then have to go to the grain barn and separate the different varieties, which were thoroughly mixed. The difficulty of such a task would have overwhelmed even Hercules. The god Eros, who secretly observed everything, made ants help Psyche in her task. This way, the young woman accomplished her work in record time. Aphrodite was angered to see the work accomplished so quickly.
I don't know how you managed to accomplish this task so easily, but the next one won't be so straightforward.
Psyche was supposed to bring Aphrodite a good handful of golden wool from dangerous sheep. These were no ordinary animals, since, besides having the golden wool, they were also enthusiasts of human flesh. The sheep passed through a narrow trail between thorny plants, and part of their wool ended up sticking to the thorns. Psyche collected the wool that was left between the thorns and presented the golden threads to the goddess.
Well done. But do not think it's over.
The goddess of beauty then demanded that the young woman bring her a jug of water from the source of the Styx River, which is located on top of a mountain. The task was seemingly impossible to achieve, but Zeus ordered his eagle to collect the water from the source and deliver it to Psyche, and so one more job was accomplished.
I admit that you have been able to accomplish these tasks by conquering the mercy of the gods, but your next job will have a price that only you can pay. The hassle you've caused me has exhausted my beauty, so I demand you go to the kingdom of Hades and ask Queen Persephone to fill this box with beauty so I can restore my splendor. And then you shall have my forgiveness and blessing to reunite with my son again.
Psyche knew now that her end was near, and she knew of no other way to enter the underworld than to take her own life. The young woman was ready to jump from the top of a tower when she heard a voice like a ghost.
There's another way. I'll tell you the route, and how you can overcome the obstacles known as Charon the ferryman and Cerberus, the three-headed dog. But when you come back, don't ever open the box in any situation.
Following the guidance of the mysterious voice, she found a cave that would take her to the underworld. After a lengthy descent, she reached the banks of the Acheron River, and there she met Charon.
I serve the goddess Aphrodite and have an audience with Queen Persephone, who awaits me.
She gave 2 coins to the boatman Charon as payment. So she crossed the River of Souls toward the domains of Hades. Psyche introduced herself to the king and queen of the underworld, Hades and Persephone.
What does a mortal do in our domains?
I'm here at the service of Aphrodite, who asks you to fill this box with some of your beauty so that she can restore hers.
Persephone gave the box back to her, which was now much heavier, and Psyche set out on her way out of the underworld. Psyche came across Cerberus preventing her passage. However, she had taken with her, guided by the mysterious voice, barley and honey bread soaked with a sleeping pill. She offered it to the dog, who fell asleep, and so Psyche proceeded to the surface. As the boatman made his return trip, the young woman saw her own reflection in the waters, and she noticed how all this work had made her look tired. Psyche started the ascent to the surface, and she would soon finish her last mission.
This box is nearly overflowing with beauty. It won't hurt me to take just a little bit for myself. And like this, when I find my love again, I will be beautiful and glowing for him.
Psyche opened the box, and out of it came a black mist. As she absorbed the mist, Psyche started to faint, and life began to leave her body. Eros felt that something had happened to his love and went to rescue her. When he found Psyche, she was cold as a cadaver. Thanatos, the embodiment of death, was already beside the girl's body. Using his powers, Eros lifted the mortal mist from her beloved's body and put it back in the box. Psyche awoke in Eros's arms and said,
My love, I feel now that I can finally look you in the eyes without risking losing you.
Then, the couple kissed passionately. Eros instructed Psyche to finish her work, handing the box to Aphrodite. In the meantime, the god of love flew to Mount Olympus, where he begged Zeus to convince Aphrodite to allow the couple to bond. Eros led Psyche to Mount Olympus. All the gods were waiting for her there. And from the hands of Zeus himself, and with Aphrodite's blessing, she received the nectar and ambrosia, divine foods that bestowed immortality.
Psyche, her path was thorny, but ultimately you managed to complete your quest. Now you are immortal and free from the obstacles created by men's ignorance. And the bond that binds you and your husband will never be breached, and this love will persist for all eternity.
From the union of Eros and Psyche was born Hedon, the deity of pleasure, and the love of the couple lasted forever.